was your biggest takeaway from their loss to the Spurs?
Believe it or not, my biggest takeaway was DeJounte Murray. I mean, this kid, listen, let me put y'all on notice. The kid had 7 steals, okay? You're talking about a kid that's a legit 6'6", 6'7". He's got long, lanky arms and can play the point. And I don't know if you noticed it, Max, but the jumper looks silky smooth. I mean, he shot 8 of 15 from the field. I'm looking at this kid right now, 7 steals, 19 points, 10 rebounds, all right, had the 4 turnovers, but that's to be expected. And he's in a beautiful situation. See, this is the kind of stuff, this is how you know an organization is an organization and they're trying to win. Popovich calls Tony Parker into the office. I'm going to bring you off of the bench now. You know, Tony Parker, we all know he's not what he used to be, but he's a champion and a future Hall of Famer. We know how great Tony Parker was. But what does Tony Parker do? I don't care. Whatever's best for the team. Because this kid is coming, he's special, and more importantly, he's going to stretch my career out because with him doing what he's doing, if I could come off the bench and give you a little something, I'm going to be okay. They have the veteran leadership in the locker room to keep things stabilized, and they got some young, fresh legs that can run up and down the court. That's why the Cavs had a problem last night. They got tired of running with those dudes.
And you have identified, in fact, the takeaway from that game. Little do you know it. Yes, it's Greg Popovich, because he's the guy a couple games ago said, Tony Parker, this dude's starting now. And what did Tony Parker say as a consummate Popovich player? I'm going to the bench.
No, just as a consummate pro.
And Popovich play.
You know,
listen, Popovich is the one where presiding over the team, David Robinson saying, hey, this rookie Tim Duncan's going to be the focal point of the offense. Popovich is the guy providing over the team. Ginobili, yeah, I'll come off the bench. Parker, yeah, I'll come off the bench like Ginobili. Duncan, yeah, I'll take reduced minutes and reduced salary.
May I?
Yeah.
I do understand that you want to give Popovich credit, and I love me some Greg Popovich now. But we don't give enough credit to those players in their character. For example, I don't want to call him out because that's my brother. I love him, and I love his personality. But Steven Jackson was a Popovich player. Was he that way?
Not long-lived.
I'm saying, was he that way?
Not long-lived.
He did help win a championship in San Antonio.
Yes,
I'm saying, was Steven Jackson that way?
So,
no.
We're talking about
just
Spurs lifers. We're talking about the guys who get there and
Popovich called Steven Jackson back because Steven Jackson can ball.
Yep.
Okay? And he spoke his own mind.
LaMarcus Aldridge is not exactly in the mold of some of those guys. Not yet, but we'll see if he sticks. Right. My point about Popovich is this, Stephen A. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
My takeaway from the Spurs last night in the Cavs is that LeBron James needs to sign with the Spurs this offseason.
I can't disagree with that.
That's my takeaway.
I can't. But why are you saying that?
Because San Antonio?
Yes, I do.
Hold on.
Yes, I do.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Max.
Because
I want to see if we're on the same page.
What is the issue with Kawhi right now?
Go ahead.
Kawhi's beef is, through his uncle apparently, is they can't attract any superstar free agents to San Antonio. What's LeBron's chasing? What is LeBron chasing right now? Michael Jordan and championships. And he's getting older. Who would be the favorite to beat Golden State and Houston next year if LeBron joined that team? The answer is San Antonio. They'd be favored. And maybe most importantly, Stephen A. Smith. LeBron James is the greatest player of his era. It's obvious. Greg Popovich is the greatest coach of his era. Spoelstra's an excellent coach. He's played for some good coaches, LeBron. But LeBron James deserves to play in his career while he's still good for the greatest coaches in his era and see what they can do together. That's the place for him, San Antonio. You play out this season, you sign with the Spurs.
You know what? That's a very compelling argument because I was thinking the same thing last night between San Antonio and Houston. But I thought about San Antonio for a different reason. LeBron James takes a lot of heat. People dissect him, you know, tooth and nail and all of this other stuff. Who would be the greatest protection that he has ever had? It would be Greg Popovich. You'd be scared to whisper in LeBron James' direction if you had to deal with Greg Popovich. Oh, no, nobody wants that. With Greg Popovich having LeBron James at his disposal and people trying to mess with LeBron James, good luck with that because Greg Popovich would eat folks alive. He'd eat them for breakfast on a daily basis. And let me tell you something. If there is one coach LeBron James respects and adores, you see the way he and Greg Popovich have always been affectionate.
Look at the heartfelt reaction on the 30,000 points.
No question.
It was heartfelt.
And it's just absolutely, because Greg Popovich loves LeBron James.
There's mutual respect.
And you also have to remember, you also got to remember, well, shoot, you in Cleveland, Molly? I mean,
Yeah,
damn, it ain't like he in Hollywood
he's a
and going from
kid
Hollywood.
Akron.
I'm just saying, it
That's
ain't
a
like
different
he's going from Hollywood
His
to San Antonio.
hometown.
You know what else?
From Cleveland.
There's something
Okay?
else about LeBron. In the 16th season, where he's even less able to play defense because he has to preserve himself, he needs a crime partner who is self-motivated on the defensive end and who can lock the other player's best offensive player down. That's Kawhi Leonard.
That is fair, and LeBron with Kawhi would be something special. But the argument or the debate would be, would he be better off with Kawhi, or would he be better off with CP3 and James Harden? I might have to go Houston.
The problem is
I might have to go Houston.
That seems
I'm just
more
saying.
likely
Here's the problem
to me.
with that.
Those are his boys.
Here's the problem with that. Houston's already going to be so good this year. That will be viewed as a KD move. He will get more credit and less resistance by going to San Antonio than Houston.
Not true, because San Antonio's always good. San Antonio's a model.
CP3 and him have always wanted to play together.
Well, you
They're
could say
boys.
that in the regular season, but what happened in the playoffs?
Yeah.
We thought that too.
Playoffs, I
Come
think,
on
will be
now.
different.
I'm just saying.
Very interesting, gentlemen.